Alright guys, welcome to another sporadic stream that I call Let's Practice At. Today I decided, just because the game has been on my mind randomly, that I'm going to play some of the 1982 classic known as Joust. What is Joust? Well, you'll see in a moment, but it's a game where you ride a flying ostrich for some reason, and your goal is to kill other riders of giant birds and sit on their heads. So that's Joust in a nutshell. Let me scoot a little closer. I'm going to try to adjust a little bit here and get into some Joust action. The point of this stream is just when I want to focus on one game and play it a bunch and try to get better. So I usually don't wind up playing these streams super long because I just can't usually play the same game for like 2 or 3 hours. Depends on the game, of course, but this game, this stream I expect is probably going to be about maybe 1 hour long. We'll see though. By the way, I've set up a cool new thing on my RetroPie machine, and that is bezels for some of the games. So what you can see on the side is a simulated bezel, which looks like, I guess it's supposed to look like the arcade originally looked like. 1 second, please. And that's about it. So it looks like you're sitting beside me or watching over my shoulder as I play on an actual Joust cabinet, perhaps. There is a kind of better version, or not version, but another effect that you can have on top of this, which is scan line, and you can have the screen look like it's curved and all this good stuff like that. But I am just using the bezel for tonight. I will have to learn how to set up the other stuff at another time. Yeah, I kind of like the way it looks. It looks kind of like a real machine. I don't know how authentic it is because I don't really know the cabinet that well. But this is Joust. It is telling you how to play. To survive a joust, the highest lance wins in a collision. When the two birds meet, whoever has the highest lance wins. If they are equally, matched up, then they just bounce off. Meet thy enemies, Shadow Lord. Shadow Lord is a badass. He basically does red, gray, and blue. That's it. There's an evil pterodactyl too. The pterodactyl is like the evil Otto of Joust. Evil Otto being a reference to Berserk. When you take too long, somebody comes to kill you. You can kill the vulture in this game, though. I'm sorry, not the vulture, the pterodactyl. You have to stab your lance right into its mouth. It looks like that player in the demo just got murdered by the pterodactyl, though. Okay, without further ado, let's begin to joust. I have 22 credits, apparently. Wait a minute, dual play. That's not what I want. Okay, let me see if I can wipe out these credits somehow, because that's going to cause a problem. It's making me play 2 players. I'm sorry about that. I wasn't expecting that. I'm not sure why I have that many credits. The problem is I think it saves the state of your credits when you quit the game, so let me see what happens when I load it up again. Well, that's not good. It looks like my bezel thing is crapping out. So that's a fun surprise to run into when you go live. Let's try it again, I guess. I swear this has never happened to me before. Okay, that looks better, but do I have the credits still? I guess if I have all the credits and it's forcing me to play 2-player, I can just let the second player die. Yeah, looks like I have 2. Oh. Okay, why don't I just play once? Oh, it's letting me play 1 player, looks like. Okay, cool. So here we are, buzzard bait. The enemies are buzzards and I am an ostrich. Higher lance wins. Basically, it means you sit on top of the other guy. And this game, I first played on Atari 8-bit computers. That is the term survival wave, used to refer to Atari 800, 400, 800 XL and all that. There's like 20 of those things. But there's also this wonderful arcade version, of course, which came first. And I hear the 2600 version of Joust is pretty good, actually. But I never played that one. see how good I can do here. And I got 3,000 points for surviving on the survival wave. So each level is called a wave. You know, it's like a wave of attackers, sort of. And sometimes they give you a bonus depending on if you meet a condition. Well, conditions vary if you're playing 1 or 2 player as well. For example, there's a team wave in 2 player, but there's no team wave in single player for obvious reasons. All the team wave means is if neither player kills the other, you both get a bonus on it. So that becomes survival wave in single player mode. Fortunately, I died on a not survival mode. Of course, it's better to not die at all. Alright, so we have one gray guy, a couple gray guys, so they're a little bit more difficult now. They're smarter and whatnot. They move better. They move like Jagger, I don't know. Got nothing. Uh-oh. Okay, I got out of that little jam. So these eggs, they hatch after a little while. And you would think the bird comes out of the egg, but no, it's actually the person, the knight. This is an egg wave, you just pick up a bunch of eggs. They take too long, they hatch, and too long is a very short amount of time. So you usually have to deal with 1 or 2 of these guys, or 3, as the case may be. The lava troll grabbed one. The nasty lava troll is like a hand that comes out of the lava to grab you. Sweet. As you can see, the platforms disappear every few levels. Oh, saw that coming. Dangerous game. The most dangerous game. It's like, I don't want to go up there. I have to chicken out down here. Or ostrich out. Damn. I think the second player is not an ostrich, but rather a stork, if I remember correctly from the manual. Let's get up. We want to dominate the skies, going up when we can. We don't want to have like its whole flock above our head. Oh great, a pterodactyl. Ah, damn it. Okay, I gotta kill this knight at the bottom. There is actually a trick you can use to kill the pterodactyl pretty easily, but only in a certain situation, at least that I know of. And that is, if you stand on that middle platform, oh damn, really? When it is generated, when it appears, it'll kind of just run into your lance if you just stand there. That's what I've heard, I've never tried it myself. I'm going to try it tonight if I get the chance. Okay, not doing so well, but hey, it's the first game in a series of less practices, right? So it's okay. It's all good. Let me adjust my camera just a tiny bit, okay. Dang. Uh-oh, here he is. Miss America. Shoot. Harry the Dactyl. You just gotta get your lance right in his mouth when it opens it at you. Kill him that way. Another one's coming. As you can see, multiple get off. That game is over, damn. Alright. A decent first attempt for the evening. I wouldn't say a good game. But we're just warming up. Is anybody around tonight? I pinged a whole bunch of people to watch. It looks like everybody's busy right now. Or would rather watch something else. Or rather do something else. That's alright though. Alright. Let's give it another go. What else can I do? By the way, you can see here you get an extra life, or an extra mount as they call it, every 20,000 points. It's amazing how simple it is on the first level. It's like, oh, this game looks easy, but man, does it. browbeat you quickly. Okay, as I die on the very first... Sorry, excuse my language. Very first duel. Alright. I'm gonna start this game over. No point in moving 2 lives in the first level and continuing. So we are playing Joust tonight, and we have a fancy new bezel. It's a kind of an add-on to RetroPie that I've installed. And unfortunately, it seems every once in a while you start the game, it screws up the video, so I'm going to quit again. It's been doing this since 5 minutes ago about when I guess it's because I installed that bezel. It must be buggy a little bit. So I'll have to ask around about that. And yeah, so some people like to have the scan lines, and I did not install the scan line mod, whatever you call it. The hey Tim D, how's it going? This game still exists? Yeah, it never, it didn't disappear. But this is an emulated version I'm playing on my arcade cabinet. Oops, I hit dual play by accident, so that means I am accidentally playing two. No, I thought it said I was playing dual play. Okay, looks like I'm not. I guess you have to press player 2 start for that to happen. How's it going tonight, Tim? This is my humble stream, just playing some games for fun. Every once in a while I'll do a let's practice at the style of stream. Or just play the same game repeatedly to try to get better. Typically that's not what I do, I just try to play a bunch of random games. But tonight I thought I would play some Joust repeatedly, until I get tired of it at least. So now we're on the survival wave. You get 3,000 points if you don't die. And it looks like I got it. Didn't want to speak too soon. Somehow that egg could have clocked me in the head or something and knocked me out. I'm only kidding. Hit you. So the lance, your lance must be higher than the enemy's lance when you collide. It's all about the vertical height. Whoa! That was pretty close. Wow. Okay. I thought I was gonna lose a life, but somehow I looked really smooth. Cool, Tim. Thanks for stopping by to say hello. Feel free to watch as long as you feel like. No pressure. Ooh, yeah, saw that coming. So yeah, this is kind of an intermittent stream of mine. I have a regular schedule. I play like emulated games on Mondays, and I play PC games with my son on Saturdays. Oof. But once in a while, I'll randomly practice at a game. Or do something else entirely. These blue guys are bastards. Going nuts. Yeah, I got you. Got you, jerko. And we've got the pterodactyl coming. He's squawking at us. Alright, egg wave. Just gotta get all the eggs on the egg wave. Cool, I got an extra life. Every 20,000 points is an extra life. And we got all the eggs before anybody hatched. Kind of dangerous when it's open. The platforms give you some shielding from when there's a whole bunch of them buzzing around, flapping around. But, yeah, it's really tough. It's fun though, this game's great. Sometimes though when there's like a swarm up there, I just don't know what to do. Just kind of wait around down here. Oof, and I still die. Now, this game is a ton of fun with 2 players as well. I like that you can choose to play cooperatively or competitively. You can kill each other, or just try to team up on the enemies. Got our pterodactyl. Oh man, that was rough. MD says, oh, what? Sorry, 1 second. Phoenix was your jam. Got it on GameCube. Whoa! Phoenix is cool. It was never my jam. I never played it a whole lot. I played a similar game on television called Demon Attack, though. Seemed to be very similar anyway. I played a version of Phoenix that was ported to Vectrex relatively recently. Oof, I'm dead. And they renamed it to something else because it wasn't an official port. It was called, what was it called? I can't remember the name. Alright, so I did not beat my top score, but I came pretty close. And let's try again. We gotta get better at these pterodactyls. So I hear there's a trick where you can stay in the middle platform when the pterodactyl generates, and it'll come at you, and you just lance it in the mouth. I'm gonna try that if I can. Buzzard bait. I wonder how many ports of Joust there have been, because I know it's been on a lot of systems. They even had a version for Game Boy Color. I had a version for Atari 8-bit. I know there's an Atari 2600 version. There's probably one for like every variant of Atari, like 50, what was the one that begins with 5000? 5200? I don't even know the name of the systems. And, sorry, I'm being texted. But yeah, it's probably been on a lot. I bet it's been on like Commodore 64. It's probably been on like ColecoVision. I'm just kind of speculating at this point, though. You know, they're like random compilations for like. I know, you know, I don't know modern consoles too well. I don't really play modern consoles, but every once in a while I see like in a store they'll have like a Namco compilation for PlayStation or something like that. So I'm sure that this game is in those kind of compilations for many platforms. Ah! But the Atari one I had, Atari 8-bit, was rather good, and I played the heck out of that one. More than I played arcade. Ah, damn. I was almost brave for a moment. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for the pterodactyl. And it came at me at an angle that I just could not even remotely handle. I do enjoy the physics in this game, the way you flap, and the gravity takes you down, and the way you bounce off of other enemies and stuff. It's a fun kind of physics. Ah. Can't let this guy hatch. Oh! Oh, damn. I actually thought that I died when I first grunted. We gotta deal with the blue guy now. Yes, feed the lava troll! That was rough. This will not be my high score game. This will be my worst score of the evening, probably. It's not over yet, though, right? It's not over until it says thy game is over. Crap. My game is over. Alright. Oof. So let me respond to my text real quick if you don't mind. It's a question. And yeah, thanks for coming by, Tim. I don't know if you're still watching. Feel free to jump in anytime you feel like it. And let's enter my initials for kicks. I am old MPW. What's with this sound? Why does some old game they have these horrible sounds like that? And they're like, who thinks that's good? Mostly I love the sound effects in this game. But... Alright, guys. Let me take a quick break. I want to see if people on the internet have answered my pleas to join me. So this is by Williams Electronics, by the way, 1982. This is probably, you know, I've done streams where I play a bunch of games from a single year. And I think in the 82 one, there's a lot of competition in 82. But I think this might be my favorite game from 82. Maybe Dig Dug is another favorite. I would think this one wins, though, perhaps. So here we have the instructions on the screen. You press the button to flap. Highest lance wins in a collision, etc., etc. Just wanted to check out the chats that I'm on, the various chats where I spam people, see if anybody replied. Not on Slack. All right, let's continue playing. So as you can see, I have a new thing going. If you were watching and you're familiar with my streams, you have probably not seen me play like arcade games with a bezel before. So I've installed a sort of an add-on called the Bezel Project. And now I have this neat bezel around the screen. It's almost like I'm playing at an arcade. Now, some of the purists would say you need the scan lines. And that might be something I'll try sometime. You can add scan lines, like an overlay, so that it looks like you're playing on an old CRT. Personally, if you're going for the realism, I guess it's cool, but I don't really... I kind of like that. It looks super clear, almost. It's funny that we like get nostalgic for the way it used to be, even though it's probably clearer without the scan lines. You know what I mean? Oh, cool, Tim. You saw me on Rob's Tabletop. Cool, thanks for subscribing. Yeah, he gave me like about 15, maybe 13 subscribers just by like giving me a shout out. So, as you can see, I don't just do tabletop though, but that was in his Tunnels and Trolls stream. I've done a lot of Tunnels and Trolls on this channel before with my son usually. And yeah, there'll probably be some more of that soon. Tomorrow we're probably going to continue our fighting fantasy game book that was in progress. But yeah, have a good night, Tim. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. 3,000 points for survival. Oh. Physics is a harsh mistress. Thanks for liking it. Whoever's liking the streams, I appreciate it. Amazing how hard this game is, though. I remember being much better on the Atari 800, but you know, the games all play a little different for one thing. And of course, there's the whole age, the age issue. You know, reflexes get slower, all that stuff. Jeez, here's America again. Yeah, I keep getting a little confident when I shouldn't be. It's really hard to beat Pterodactyl, but as I mentioned earlier, there is apparently a trick that if you're standing here and you're expecting right on this platform, if you're standing right on this platform and you know the Pterodactyl is going to come, then he'll come up to you and you can just knock him in the mouth and kill him. So I want to try that, but the problem is he keeps catching me off guard when he appears. Into the lava troll. By the way, I love the strange theme of this game. I'm not doing too well. Strange theme to me is... Oh, look at it! You have these knights jousting on giant birds. This is awesome. And you're like in this platformy, lava-y kind of world. Like, what is going on here? Whatever it is, it's cool. But why do the knights hatch out of the eggs and not the birds? Alright, I'm on my last life. I'll see if I can come back from this. No, I cannot. That was garbage. A garbage play. Alright, so aside from that tip I keep talking about the vulture, not the vulture, the pterodactyl, I wonder what I can do to improve my play. Like, what conscious, tactical, or strategic decision can I even do here to improve my game? And I don't know the answer, except maybe just keep playing. Practice makes perfect or something. Obviously just improving the, improving my, oh jeez. Just improving, like, you know, my feel for the physics of the game will probably go a long way. Like, when I'm just sure of how many times I need to tap the button to fly a certain distance, you know, that kind of a thing. Gotta get the eggies, make some scrambled eggs. Seems like I'm probably gonna jinx myself right now, because that's what I do. But it seems like I'm pretty good at not dying on the survival ways. But it's like, oh, I gotta not die here. Now, if I could just capture that, whatever it is, and do it on every level, I'll be indestructible. Indestructible. Does anyone remember that Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns had every disease known to man according to his doctor? The doctor says it's, what do you call it, Three Stooges syndrome? Where all the diseases are trying to get through a door at the same time, is his analogy. But they all block each other. So Mr. Burns says he's indestructible, and then the doctor's like, no, just the slightest breeze could. Indestructible. Like, Mr. Burns doesn't want to hear it. He has every disease known to man, canceling each other out. I love that. That's one of my favorite gags in all of The Simpsons. Anyway, I don't know how I got to that. Alright, I was talking about being indestructible. If I play like I do on the survival waves. Damn. Which I'm certainly not doing here. Oh, no. Shoot. I got him! I got that freaking pterodactyl jerk. I don't know if anybody saw it, though. Oh, another one. Come on. Come on, red boy. Yeah. You did. Ha! Now, there is a Joust 2 that I only played recently. A sequel, I mean, Joust 2. And you can have two different birds to choose from, I think. I wouldn't mind playing some of that sometime. It's very unfamiliar to me because I just never played that. And like, I don't think I've ever even heard of it until recently. When I was just kind of going through my ROMs to see what to play. Cool, I knocked out that blue guy. Damn. Looks like I'm getting worse over time with each repeated play. Here's Terry again. Terry the Dactyl. So basically, if you're trying to evade the pterodactyl, the best thing you can do... Yeah, I got him again! The best thing you can do is that. No, but the best thing you can do if you're trying to evade and not kill him is, try to just not be at the same level as him. Like, if he's on the same level as you, he's gonna nail you. You gotta go up or down as appropriate. Two of them. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, I beat the level, and as the pterodactyls were going off screen, they knocked into me and killed me. So it says I cannot pick MPW anymore because you can only have 5 initials, so I'm going to be MPX. There we go. And that is my second lowest score of the evening. Alright, guys. Can I break 60,000? Let's go for that next. That could be a good short-term goal, sort of. But yeah, I don't really know what to do differently. It is cool that I found I can kill the vulture once in a while. I guess if he's just charging straight at you, he lines himself up with you. Like vertically lined up with you. So maybe you just kind of face him when he's charging at you, perhaps. I don't know. Trying to think of the vulture physics. I keep calling him a vulture. The pterodactyl physics. He kind of rushes at you horizontally. And I guess if you don't change your vertical alignment. When he charges, maybe you just kill him, assuming you're facing him. The lance has to go right in his mouth. Eggs! That was cool. Tim D came by, a new person. Tim D, it's one of my new subscribers. I was watching a live stream by Rob's Tabletop World. I think he's the guy from Miniature Market. Miniature Market being a board game store. Anyway, Rob does this stream once in a while, and he was playing Tunnels and Trolls, which I have played a lot of on this channel before, so I was in the chat. And I've also played the game for years and years, so I know it pretty well. But I was helping him out with rules and stuff like that, and advising about which adventures to play next. Like, people in the chat were asking me, they were all like, I'm going to buy this game, which book should I get? And so basically, Rob said, you know, if you're watching this, and you like Tunnels and Trolls, maybe subscribe to Mark W. and Rob Bob Presents. So I got, I think, 13 subscribers just from that, which is huge for me. I'm a very small YouTuber, as you probably know. And it's basically taking me 3 years to get to like 100 subscribers. So getting like 13 in a couple days is pretty good. I think it was like 7 in the middle of the live stream. But then there was like a trickle in after that from people watching the live stream after the fact, I guess. Go away, go away. Yeah. Keep going. This game is weird how sometimes I feel like I'm just so in the zone that sometimes I feel utterly hopeless. Has anybody seen a game that's like this? I mean, there's so many games where, like, you know, you play it and you're like 27 similar games out there. I don't think I've ever played a game similar to Joust. For that matter, I don't think I've ever even played a knockoff. Maybe not totally true. There's a shareware game for DOS called VGA Joust, which I don't think was official, but yet they use the same name, so that's kind of interesting. I guess maybe it was just a freeware kind of thing. Maybe not shareware per se. Shareware was usually you pay for. Oh, looked away for a second. Shareware was usually like you got a free trial and then you could pay for it, but I don't know. Actually, there's a version for Vectrex. My secondary obsession, Vectrex. It's not called Joust though. It's called I can't remember the name. So Knights. It's called something like Knights DX or something like letters after the Knights part of the name. I can't remember what it is, but Knights X maybe. I wouldn't mind trying that someday if I get Vectrex working again. Vectrex is so much fun. Everything looks beautiful on Vectrex. Such a different way of approaching a display that I love it. And as far as Vectrex, I'm kind of talking to myself on random subjects, and that's okay. I like to do that. Oh. Somebody made a device, it's like a board, that you hook up to a Raspberry Pi Zero. And you just plug this thing into your cartridge slot for your Vectrex. And they call it a Pi-Trex. Jesus Christ. And what that lets you do is run games that were written for Pi-Trex, essentially. Which is it's a Vectrex platform where you have a lot more horsepower. So a Raspberry Pi Zero is a very minimal computer by today's standard. But you compare it to the hardware in the Vectrex machine, and it's amazing. It's like, you know, 1,000 times more powerful. Maybe even more than that. So, people in the scene have been working on the Pi-Trex games, making cool Pi-Trex games. And you can do a lot more, like, you know. I was wondering if someone could make something cool, like maybe like a game like Star Fox or something, but using vector graphics on Vectrex. Alright, so I am dead again, and I am still having trouble kind of breaking through that 50k barrier. I mean, I'm not even consistently making it. Maximum 5 entries in, whatever. So how can I beat 50k? Like, I seem to die right at 50k at my best. I can't even get to 51k. What we do is we keep trying. Practice makes perfect. I like how the bezel have the little instructions on the side. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be like the arcade, so that's what it showed. I wonder if I'm supposed to be changing the aspect ratio, though, because it looks a little squished, if you ask me, the bezel on the side. So I wonder if it's supposed to be doing something differently. It doesn't look bad, but I don't think it was originally quite like that. And again, I don't really know the arcade version that well. I don't think I've played it more than a few times in the real arcade. So I don't really know what it's supposed to look like, but I feel like it's a little bit squished. Like maybe I'm supposed to adjust the proportions or something. I don't know. It's my first time using a bezel in RetroPie. Alright, so we got 12,500 points. It's amazing. Just in the first two levels, I get about a quarter of my total point. Well, I guess I don't make it. I'm just seeing the silliness of my logic now. I probably only make it to like level 7 or 8, so I guess, you know, first two levels being a quarter of my points is pretty reasonable. Wait for... One thing I like about the controls is when you hit... You see at the right center we have those two platforms that are like almost lined up with each other, but one's a little bit higher than the other. If you bounce into the higher one, if you run into the higher one, you just bounce off. And I kind of like that little physics trick you can use with that. If you want to turn around quickly, you just run into that. You have to make sure you let go of the stick though, because when your bird does its reversal of direction, you know, you're holding the opposite direction, you're gonna skid to a stop. This one. Alright, that's okay. Oh, that's not okay. Not okay. And the platform is gone, making the game much harder all of a sudden. I wonder if I should just hang out up here and try to be the master of the skies. Kill people as they come to me. Ah, well, flapping. Hey, Ryan, how's it going tonight? Good to see you. It's been pretty quiet here. A new fellow named Tim D showed up, though, so that was cool. I'm struggling with Joust here. I'm trying to get good. I'm not really improving with each play. I've played like 8 times already. Shoot. Oof. Troll got him. What's new, Ryan? How went your week? Ah, jeez. Okay, shoot. Once I'm in this position, they're all fluttering above me. And I'm like, what do I do except camp down here? It's really dangerous, though, because... I don't know, that pterodactyl can come, because you waste too much time, and you're dead. In fact, I think it's going to come, like, within maybe 10 seconds at this point. Okay, maybe not quite. Oh, there we go. There's our friend, the pterodactyl. Terry the Dactyl. Shoot. With the pterodactyl, he can be tough. I killed him twice already tonight, by the way, but he's hard to kill reliably. And you kind of want to, not be lined up with him. Okay, this is a pterodactyl. Alright, so here's the trick I learned about. I'm going to try it. Oh, I didn't do it right. Okay. I didn't doing right at all. But the trick, what it was supposed to be, is on the pterodactyl wave, the pterodactyl appears if you are standing on that central platform that's a little bit on the low side. He will walk into your lance, but I kind of dropped off the edge on the left of the platform and totally screwed it up. You never played Joust, right? Oh, this game's a blast, even though I suck at it, but it's really cool. All right, Ryan says the week was good. The alumni from my daughter's private school are making a big fuss about vaccines, calling it segregation. Oh, geez, are you okay? Really? Segregation? Okay, so it's like if you don't let unvaccinated people hang out with vaccinated, then it's just like being racist or something, I guess. All right, I don't want to get too into that, but yeah, that's a little weird to me. Okay, let's give this another go. By the way, Ryan, you can see I'm trying a new configuration in my RetroPie machine. It is the bezels. You can see the bezels on the side of Joust. Make it look more like an authentic arcade, sort of, kind of. That's the idea, anyway. But I was wondering if it's a little squished, though. I think they might have squished it. Like, it looks like it's, kind of squished in this direction. And some people try to get even more authentic and add scan lines, fake scan lines. So I might try that at some point. With the shaders and everything that people do, so I can play with that at some point. That would be fun. Excuse me. So this is the survival wave. You get 3,000 points if you don't die. Easier said than done. Actually, this level, just it's a second wave. It's not that bad. It's easy to get the survival bonus. In later ones, maybe not so much. Cool, thanks, Ryan. Mm-mm. 3,000 points. So I can usually ace waves 1 and 2. Then I go downhill from there. It gets... I didn't even get hard at that point and I died. It's like it turned to level 3 and I psyched myself out. But if you never played this, Ryan, the general idea, as you can see, you just try to plop your own butt on top of theirs to kill them. But really, it's to a little bit more technically define it. It's when you collide with another bird, whoever has the higher lance, whoever the lance is higher up, wins the battle, kills the other guy. And, of course, its pterodactyl comes to harass you. He's a pain. You can only kill him by stabbing him in the mouth when he opens it. And I have done it twice tonight, actually, but it's not easy. I was going to try to go for it right there, but he, like, charged at me when he was not lined up with my lance. I had no hope. He's back already, great. This is like the evil Otto of Joust. I always like to call, any kind of, super killer enemy that comes when you take too long. I like to refer to him as Evil Otto, as a reference to Berserk. So that pterodactyl is the Evil Otto of Joust. Alright, killing some gray guys off the bat. That's good. The gray guys are harder than the red ones. So I was saying earlier, this game came out for a lot of home platforms. I had it for Atari 8-bit, meaning the whole line of computers, Atari 400, 800. And it was really good. I played it mostly in that version. I also hear the 2600 version is very good, Ryan. I know you like 2600. Try to catch up with your chats in a moment. Got an egg wave on our hand, so it's all eggs. Again, we get 1,000 points each, which is good. They can hatch though if you take too long, which is easy to happen. They come within like, well, that amount of time. The amount of time you just saw. Oh crap. Mr. Terry the Dactyl. Yeah, there is a 2600 version for sure. I've heard it's surprisingly good. because guess you wouldn't expect it to be surprisingly good. Oh, my game is over. Not my best game. A lot of my games tonight are not my best game. So I've already used MPW, my initials, 5 times, so it won't let me put any more down. I think I have to get higher than my old ones. So for now, I'm going to be Moo, because I am a cow. Funny thing is that my best score, 51,850, is not from tonight, although I've played like, I think 9 games now tonight. I just played this once or twice on my streams previously, and I got what is now my highest score. But this being let's practice at, I'm going to continue to practice. I should move this thing a little down. Let's see. Does that look better? Does anybody care? I don't know. Just playing with my layout a little bit. All right, let's give it another go. Joust. 1982. Here's the instructions if anybody wants to see. It's kind of cool to watch the little demo. So if you're not familiar with the game, this is how you play. You fly by repeatedly pressing the flap button. There's only one button in the game. To survive a joust, the highest lance wins in a collision. Pick up the eggs before they hatch. And they hatch into little people. There are not birds in the eggs, there's people in the eggs. Bounder is the red guy, Hunter is the gray, and the Shadow Lord is 1500. Shadow Lord is very tough. He goes up and down very quickly. It's all about their patterns that make them difficult or easy. Temporary safety until control is pressed when you respawn, basically. Beware of the unbeatable with a question mark. Pterodactyl. I like that. I like when they give you like a little teaser. It doesn't say how you beat him. But it's the unbeatable pterodactyl. What was Ralph Wiggum's middle name, says Ryan. I don't know if they've ever said his name on the show. It's possible they mentioned it once or something. You could probably look it up on the Simpsons wiki, which is a thing. Alright, let's play. This game is extra fun when you play 2-player. You can either cooperate or choose to kill each other. It's your choice. Or you can do both, because they have bonuses. When you play 2-player, there's Team Wave. So some levels are called Team Wave, which is like the survival wave when you play single player. If nobody killed each other, if 2 players don't kill each other, you both get a bonus. But they also have Gladiator Wave, in which whoever kills the other player first gets some points. No middle name for Ralph Wiggum. Good to know, Ryan. Maybe it's Clancy, named after his father. Clancy Wiggum. Sometimes your legs don't come out, like your landing gear don't come out. It's like a problem with your landing gear mechanism. Alright, survival wave points. 13,000 points altogether. This is where I usually lose a life. It's like as soon as I hit level 3, bam, dead. Wow. There we go, I told you. Ah. Ryan says he really wants stand-up Raspberry Pi arcade cabinet. Okay. A lot of work to set up, believe it or not. But to me it's awesome. It's fun to tinker with and to play. So you have to like both things, tinkering and playing. Otherwise, it's not worth it, in my opinion. I mean, it depends on the person. Some people like the tinkering and then they don't actually play with it. But if you only like to play, then I would say that's the wrong choice. You don't want to tinker. Like RetroPie runs on Linux, so you have to be familiar with like your basic shell prompt in Linux and how to issue commands and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of guides out there that'll just tell you to copy and paste this command, but it helps if you have some familiarity. Ah, damn. Yeah, there is internet multiplayer in RetroArch, which is like the underlying emulator software. There's NetPlay, they call it. So yeah, we could actually, if you had Retro Arch 2, you could play with me. I've never tried it though, I don't know how to set it up. Ah, damn. I mean, it depends what you want to do. You know, like, I'm always customizing things and adding more ROMs and trying to add, you know, graphics and bezels and whatever the heck. And adding new emulators here and there. Yeah, got that. You see that? I got him. But then I died, so I don't know if it was worth it. I was too busy self-congratulating. Oh, that was crap. And then I was too busy talking that I kind of my respawn invincibility ran out with a pterodactyl on top of me. Wow, I feel embarrassed. Well, at least I killed that pterodactyl, and I got to do it with people watching. I did it twice earlier when nobody was watching. Trying to think of a phrase, you know, like dance when like nobody's watching. Kill pterodactyls like nobody's watching. All right. Yeah. So you know, hard is relative, and there are guides that tell you exactly what to do, but it's how much you want to tinker with it. You know, it's not plug and play by any means. So. And it could be a good learning experience. But yeah, you know yourself and what you like to do. So. But yeah, the cabinets, you can buy cabinets or you can build something from scratch. Mine is bought. I just customized it a tiny bit. It's from Rec Room Masters. I know you can't see it yet, I'm gesturing to it. It was designed to take an X-Arcade tank stick, which I already had. Some people think this sucks compared to like a custom-made thing, and that's fine, but I like it. And I put in some, you can't see it, but there's car speakers in the cabinet, like right below the marquee, where I'm pointing, like right up here. And it doesn't have any speakers built in by default, so I got some car speakers. And I'm not using them. I usually turn them off when I'm streaming because I don't want it to blast through the room. I just want the sound to go through to my computers, to stream to you guys, and to monitor in my headphones. But whenever I have friends over and they play this, which isn't too often, I will put on the speakers. Yeah, I've been thinking about Terry the pterodactyl from Pee-wee's Playhouse too. All right, let's go again. Let's kill Terry from Pee-wee's Playhouse. And Cherry while we're at it. And Randy. Remember Randy? He was a dick. I mean a jerk. I try to keep my language clean here. I guess dick is not too dirty anymore. Like you can hear it on like regular TV. They won't censor it. But yeah, Randy was a jerk. Damn, who else do we have? We have Flory, Cherry, Globy, Terry, of course. Miss Yvonne. There was always innuendo with Miss Yvonne. Cowboy Curtis, who turned into Morpheus later. He evolved into Morpheus. There was oh yeah, wasn't there the mailman? What was the mailman's name? Can't believe we're talking about Pee-wee's Playhouse. I think you can actually do that, Ryan. Somebody will like. I don't think they're legal, but people do sell like Raspberry Pis with the whole thing installed and a bunch of ROMs on it. But if you do it yourself, there are easier do-it-yourself options where like you can just get an image, which basically means, you know, a byte-for-byte snapshot of the whole. You know, the OS is already installed, everything's set up. You just maybe just plop the ROMs in a directory. You don't have to worry too much about it. Sometimes you gotta get the eggs because they're gonna hatch. No, friggin'. What a hard game. Ugh. Can't go up there now. Now I got a blue guy. Shadow Lord. Sometimes it's satisfying when the eggs plummet right into the lava, although you get no points for grabbing them in that case. Alright, we got... Yeah, I was gonna say the pterodactyl's gonna come any second, so I gotta get moving, but... Whew. Let's get the blue guy. Come on, blue guy. Bring it, bring it, bring it. The blue guys move like a really fast sine wave. Or cosine, depending on where you start. And they're dangerous, as you can see. Great. Get out of here, Terry. I wish the lava troll could grab the pterodactyl. That would be fun. Yeah, got that bastard. You see that? Come on, why did he respawn so quickly? Jeez. Another one. Okay, we gotta get this knight. Get over here. Can I get the egg? Yeah, another one! Oh, I killed another one. I can say that every time I'm celebrating about a win, I get killed pretty much. I killed that freaking vulture, pterodactyl. Keep calling it a vulture for some reason. Alright, we got all the eggs on the egg wave. Yeah, so Cowboy Curtis took the red pill. Became aware. Can't say the same for Pee-wee, though. The game is over. Alright. Oh, yeah, I'm not improving. I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed. This is my porn name, I guess, XXX. Alright. Let me get a cool down for a minute. I'm gonna take a brief stretch, so I'm gonna turn off my camera for a second. 1, 2, 1, 2. I just want to stand up. Stretch. Ugh. Can you hear me? I just knocked out my headset like a dumbass. Alright, gotta make sure my monitoring is still working now. Sometimes if you take out your headset and plug it back in, the monitoring, which is like, you know, the echoing, so I can hear the game, that won't necessarily work anymore. So I gotta fiddle with a couple things here. Okay, I think it's good. Alright. I took my hat off. That means things are getting serious now. We're gonna knock out some vultures and some buzzards. And if anybody else in the audience would like to say hi, please go for it. Arcade art is the best, is Ryan. It is. Home of the lava troll is down there, by the way. It sounds like home of the Whopper or something like that. Well, I'm glad you hear me and see me. That's what it's all about. Actually, it's more about the game, but good to hear me too, probably. Funny, I used to not actually use the camera for the longest time, and now it's like second nature. I kind of took the idea, you know, the position of, well, who really wants to see me? And then I have to worry about, you know, not having a giant booger coming out my nose and all that kind of stuff. Not having a huge mess in the background, but you know what? I have a huge mess in the background anyway, and I just don't care. And the boogers are everywhere. But yeah, it's cool having the camera on. Probably you can always, you know, tell more about what the person is thinking and feeling. Continue flipping off the vultures and all that kind of stuff. Come on, stop hanging out over there. That's cheap. There you go. Revival wave. Yeah, I wonder how many systems this game was on. I have a feeling it was on a ton, but I can't really name them all. Oh, there goes my survival bonus. So I'm wondering, I'm not sure what determines some of these points that you get. Oh, that was not survival. Sorry. I thought it was in wave 3. So, I mean, I thought it was on wave 2. I'm all confused. My booger stays spicy. Once they're like in their frenzy up there, I don't know what to do. Okay, we knocked off a couple of them. Get that egg. Kill him. Kill him. Egg. Kill egg. Nice. Eggs, eggs, eggs. Eggs for dinner. Eggs for lunch. They hatch way too fast on the egg waves. Some of them hatch fast. Damn it. Oh. Notice on the egg wave, you get more points from the eggs before they hatch too. You get 1,000 points for each one. But later on, if you let them hatch and then you kill them and a new egg comes out, you get fewer points. I guess that's to encourage you not to just let them hatch. Give you an incentive to try to really rush and grab them all. Okay, I thought I died there, but I made it. Damn it. Are you sure it was on C64, Ryan? I mean, there's a good chance it was, I just don't know. I've never seen it on C64. Of course, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But... Okay, come on. That guy's gotta get killed by this troll already. There we go. Alright, survival wave. Was it on NES? Yeah, I guess it probably was. Ah, damn it. It's like, how do I control this guys? And like, while they're spawning, I can go up and try to knock them off one by one. But once they get you, there's a whole flock up there. That's another story. You pretty much have to hang out down here when that happens. Which takes a while, though, because... But it does. And then the vulture comes. Pterodactyl comes. Here comes Terry. Wanna go? Wanna go? Crap. Yeah. I was trying to turn right. Didn't make it. Okay. Whew. Joust, it's a rough one. Alright. I was trying to make it like a mini goal just to get the 60k points, but it's just not happening. Yeah, and you know, usually the less practice at streams, they usually don't go too long, so maybe I'll just play one more game and give it my all. I mean, I need to get really pumped. They have a never released version on C64. Oh wow. I thought you said newer for a second. Never released on 64. Yeah, Commodore does have a crazy amount of games. It's true. It's funny how rampant piracy was on Commodore 64. Like, everybody just copied games to each other. And it's not like everybody was like, you know, super skilled in computer stuff. It was like my random neighbor, you know, he wasn't a big nerd or anything. He, you know, he had piles of pirated games. A few of my neighbors had Commodore 64. I mean, like on the same street even. It was very popular. I would say it was... Well, I think it actually is the fact that it's the best-selling computer of all time. But obviously, the scene has changed as far as computers. Like, you buy a PC and there's like 8,000 different options. That's probably an understatement, actually. Well, back then it was like, well, you get your Apple II or your Commodore 64 or a couple of variations of those or Atari 800. It's like maybe fewer than 10 choices, at least among the major names. Anyway, yeah, Commodore was big. That's the TLDR. Oh. Hey, thanks for the other like, whoever liked me. Got 4 likes now, and only 2 people chatting ever. Actually, even in the concurrent viewers, it's never saying there's too many people. It's like 2 or 3 people at any moment. Anyway, whatever. I gotta kill some people. Jeez. I appreciate the likes. Lets me know you like what I'm doing, and I'll do more of it. Once I got a stream and there was absolutely no likes, I like to think I shouldn't really care about the likes, but it's like, oh. It makes you think, well, if I usually get like maybe about 3 or 4 likes, and I got none this time, I guess it wasn't a very good stream. Oh, Ryan says 5 on my view. That's funny because that happens a lot. It won't say the same thing on my end as on yours. I don't know why. It seems to be a difference of 1 usually. But YouTube does make a lot of approximations for its numbers. I don't know why some of these numbers need to be approximated, but I understand when you're dealing with this much traffic and processing, there are shortcuts you can take in processing to make like approximate counts and things like that. It seems silly when you're at a small number. Why can't I count 5 versus 4 correctly? But I guess for like the ladies who have their hot tub stream, if they have like 3,001 likes versus 3,002, it doesn't really make a difference. To me, that should be hot tubbing more, right, Ryan? Revival wave. Go up, up, up. Take to the skies. So much for taking to the skies. I was trying to like kind of hang up at the very top. Kind of try to dominate that way, but it didn't happen. It usually does not happen. Then you die and you're down here, which is the opposite of dominating the skies. No! That was a close call, was it not? Here's Terry. Yes! No survival points, but I survived. Okay, it's unbeatable pterodactyl. Come here, Terry. Let's see if the trick works that I read about. Here it comes, here it comes. Yes, it worked! Have to survive everybody else, though. The trick is just when the pterodactyl spawns, if you're on the platform that's right above me, you can just stab it with the lance without flapping at all. Just walk into it, basically. Or let it come to you. It's a trick I read about. And it does work, apparently. Fortunately, if you're not in the right place when he comes, you can't really do that. Ugh. Sorry, I'll catch up with you in a sec, Ryan. Alright, this is the farthest I've made it so far as wave and as far as points. Now I'm probably going to die in 5 seconds. That's okay, though. Yeah, well, longer than 5 seconds. Alright, the top score on this machine. my personal best. Well, in recent memory anyway. So that's interesting. It lets you enter the top score as well as like for some the main part of the high score list. I don't really get it. And again, it says max 5 entries even though it's higher. Okay. Let's see what you're saying, Ryan. Start talking about vaccine theories, you'll get noticed real Yeah, I don't want to go there. That's for sure. The redhead chick is always top of Twitch. Are men really that stupid? Probably. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, we are. But are they like actually tipping her, or I don't really like? Is it free, or are they spending money? I don't really understand how that works. I guess you could tip on Twitch, probably, right? All right, that was my best score. You know what? Since I did pretty well, at least for me, I'm gonna give it another go. See if we can do even better. Yeah, this game is great though. One of my favorites, and it's like a whole other ball game with another player too. It's like, you know, you can play cooperatively or competitively. You have to worry about, you know, you could have one player try to cover the left and one cover the right. You can coordinate like that. It's all kinds of fun, but it's also great by yourself. And they're off. That's something I need to get better at. Like if I'm just swooping on top of a guy, I need to get the, you know, my feel for the physics just right, so I'm not like overshooting them. That's one thing that could possibly be improved upon, probably, with practice. You hit the flap number just the right amount. Are these hot tub streams like literally the ladies are in hot tubs, or is it kind of just like term meaning they try to look attractive, let's say? I guess they're probably literally in hot tubs, right? Now you can kind of camp at these things, but if you're too close, they just don't appear at these spawn points. Tipping and subbing, okay. And subbing is it's a paid thing on Twitch, right? I'm trying to remember how that works. I think it's a paid thing. So yeah, something about... I don't understand how the scoring works in this game. Sometimes they get a lot of points from the eggs. They get like 1,000. Sometimes they don't. They get like 500. I'm not sure how it works. That's probably going to be critical to my success. I have to understand the scoring system. So that's something I'll look into. Does it say on the left? No, it doesn't. I just got killed getting distracted by that too. I think sometimes it's 250 even. That's pretty low. Might have to do with the altitude. Like higher up, you get more. No, it doesn't. I got 1,000 at the bottom just a minute ago. I think I totally screwed myself here. It's not a good scene right now, and I'm low on lives. All right, I'm gonna give this another go because I blew this game pretty much. Here comes Terry. The blue ones are tough. DDD, triple D. Oh, let's see, Ryan says, my wife laughs at me because I get outraged. She's like, if I was younger, I'd be doing that. Okay. She's standing in an inflatable hot tub talking on stream. Okay. I don't know, I don't actually ever sign into Twitch, I just watch Mike Mate. Okay. Fair enough. But yeah, I think on Twitch you can subscribe to somebody, but that always costs money. Somebody once got my son a Twitch card, like a gift card, and I was like, what do you can do with this? So I looked at it, and I think basically all you can do is, I think it's like called subscribing or being a member of a stream, and then you can, I I don't even remember what the benefits are. You get their attention and they blow you kisses. So, turned out to be not something he actually is able to use. So it's probably just sitting around his room somewhere. But, you know, the thought that counts, right? Yeah, they just knew he liked video games, and they probably heard he used Twitch. Actually, me and Rob Bob used to use Twitch to stream at first. The first couple times we did it, first several times even. We basically had no viewers though, and I had some problems with it. I just wound up switching to YouTube. Also, I like to record videos and have them, you know, maybe things changed by now, but I think Twitch is just live streaming, whereas YouTube lets you do live streaming and recorded videos. So at one point we started doing Tunnels and Trolls game book videos, you know, the role-playing game, and we were recording those and we were uploading. This is kind of how this whole channel started. But one of the problems I had with Twitch was I wanted to actually... It had a feature that you can archive a live stream onto YouTube, so it would connect to YouTube and send the file over. You can keep it archived that way. But at the time, I don't know if it changed now, but you could not archive by default, sort of like how you do on YouTube. Wow, that's cool. And it would just break when it worked like a few times, so it's not like I was doing something wrong necessarily. I don't think I would. It like sent some of my streams over to YouTube for archival purposes. But then it just stopped working, and it would say something super vague like unknown error 4. Something like that. And then I tried to get help. I wasn't able to get help. I don't remember the full story. They just said something vague like, please check your settings and try again. I was like, the settings are the same when they worked, and now they won't work anymore. So eventually I was kind of like, screw it, I'm going to YouTube. Yeah, take that, you fiend. The gray guy is annoying me the way he's moving. He keeps going right under the platform where I can't get him. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, I was hoping I could nail that pterodactyl again. No such luck. Oh. Almost got lava trolled. Alright, it's gonna be a lot of eggs to hatch now. And made a decent recovery. Because I died right at the start of the level, which slowed me down, and then the lava troll slowed me down, so that was potentially going to be like, you know, 8 or 9 eggs hatching, but I managed to, at the last second, create a whole bunch. Yes. No. I'll check your message in a second, right? Oh. Sorry, something about you had a podcast with your daughter. But I had to glance at the birds attacking me. Alright. I had to refocus my attention. Alright, time for a survival wave. With no platforms practically. Well, there's fewer and fewer platforms. It gets harder as they remove the platforms. Get some eggs. Take it. No, sir. I don't like you. I ate that knight in shining armor just as it hatched. Alright, 3,000 bonus points for survival. Okay, Terry, bring it on. Bring it on, man. Bring it. Oh! The bird killed me. I was trying to lance the pterodactyl. Let's go. So I was trying to use a trick I read about that has worked successfully for me. But A knight and his bird interfered. That's my cunning plan. Ooh. Wow. You go away, Terry. Come on, go away. Shoot. Two of them. Let's go, wipe him out fast. Oh, not wipe myself out fast. Okay. Go away. Eggs are gone. We made it to level 9. It's the high score of the evening, folks. Let's see if we can do a little bit better before we are defeated fully. That's a cool turnaround point right there. You can do it 180 real quick. Where those two platforms are kind of slightly askew. You can run into it, let go of the stick, and you'll bounce back. Alright, Egg Wave, level 10, and everything has reformed. Get some eggs. Alright, we got most of them, that's good. All but 2, and we died. Shoot. Could've gone. But, oh, really? I can't believe I blew 2 lives so crappily at the end. Alright, but that is my high score of the evening, and I am pleased, finally. I had my short-term goal, which was 60k. I got 86.5k, or 86,500 as a normal person might pronounce it. Move down there. So let's see what Ryan said. Want to hear something funny? My daughter and I had a podcast 9 years ago. She looked at it on iTunes. We've got 43 reviews in the last 9 years. We're going to restart. 43 reviews. Wow. I think we'd have the longest space in between episodes. That's crazy. What was it about, if I may ask? All right. While Ryan's chatting, should we do one more? What do you think, guys? One more or call it a night? I don't usually do the practice at streams for too long because, you know, I can only play the same game repeatedly for usually, like, you know, 90 minutes or an hour or so. This stream's been going on for an hour 22. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased how I did in the last time because I was really frustrated. You know, I wasn't getting upset or anything, but it was a little sucky that I couldn't kind of break around that 50k mark. And I just got 86k, so I'm pretty pleased. That's pretty cool. All right. Without any more input, I'll give it just one more go. No matter how good or bad I do, this is the last game of the evening. All right, Ryan votes for one more. Cool. So one more time. One more night. I know you'll come here for my singing. Singing old pop songs. Wee. There's a My Little Pony podcast. Wow, that's funny. You have things to say about My Little Pony? Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. I just didn't expect that. That's cool though, actually. 43 reviews means you must have gotten, like... I mean, you gotta figure only a fraction of people who listen would review. So maybe you have, you know, several hundred listeners, basically. Or like at least a couple hundred. Are you a brony, actually, Ryan? So that's an interesting one. Sometimes when you land, your legs don't stick out and you bounce around. And if you bounce... I don't know what determines that, by the way, what makes it happen. If you bounce right at that crack between those two slightly askew platforms towards the right side of the screen, you kind of just you bounce on through. You squeeze through the crack. It's interesting. I don't think you can really use that to your advantage. Maybe you could, but just an interesting thing. You'd have to be better than I am if you could use that to your advantage. Oof. It was actually before bronies. When were bronies a thing? I'm not even sure what brony is. I think it's just like adult men going gaga over My Little Pony. They dress up as them and stuff, right? That's cool though. Your daughter was how old at that time? I forgot how old your daughter is. Isn't she like college age now? Is she college age now? So she must have been like what, 9 or something at the time. Time goes fast, huh? Man, that guy was evil. Oh. Ryan says I was the first brony. Yeah, I'm losing it now. Alright, that's okay though. We had a good game. And I was pleased with that 86,000 score. Oof. I'm gonna not beat myself up over this score and use it as an excuse to extend the stream for longer. Gotta play it. I can't like end on that note. Gotta do better. Nah, it's alright. All good. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, right? But it's not over yet. Might as well be. Right, that's right. Okay, bronies are weird man children, basically, Ryan says. I don't really care if people enjoy My Little Pony a little too much. Dress up and go to furry conventions. Because, you know, who am I to judge? I play 80s arcade games on a fake arcade cabinet, trying to reclaim my misspent youth. Oh, the game is over. Alright, 38 and a half. GHI, it's an insurance company. Alright, folks. That was Let's Practice at Joust. And although I felt like my practice was generally not paying off for a while, I think the score of 86,500 maybe that's an argument otherwise. So perhaps practice made perfect a little bit here. Maybe not perfect, but practice made it pretty good. And yeah, so that's the end, I suppose, of this stream. Tomorrow night, Rob Bob and I will likely resume our regular streams. He has come down with a cold. He's okay, but it's possible he'll just want to rest, and maybe I'll do it by myself. But I'm thinking we're going to resume probably our Fighting Fantasy game book that's already in progress. We were playing The City of Thieves. That was fun to do. I think you missed this one, Ryan. I was talking to Stu, though. Or maybe you had to leave early. I don't remember. And I have a whole bunch of these, by the way. This is another one. Maybe I'll play this one if we finish the other one. We'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear. It's the first one, by the way. It's called The Warlock of Firetop Mountain. And this is the lovely Warlock, I suppose. Alright, good night, Ryan. Good night, anybody else who's watching. And if you like what I'm doing here, I'll take your likes and subscribes, please. I like the encouragement, I have to say. And yeah, so regularly scheduled Saturday night gaming stream will probably happen tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, sometimes a little later lately because I've had trouble getting the little one to bed. Not Rob Bob, but the 2-year-old. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching me joust. This is a fun game. So that's it. Good night. Take care.